Hello fellow potatoes, we are back with another deck profile and today I am accompanied by Mawar. He is doing his first deck profile and you guys have been asking for it. It's the new Yamigedo Mikazuchi deck. Okay, Mawar, please start.
So yeah, the Yamigedo got a new support in the Body Legends and it's actually quite good, surprisingly. And of course, my buddy is the newest Yamigedo Mikazuchi. Yamigedo Mikazuchi.
And this is the BR version.
The BR version, so it looks really good. It's
Yeah.
blue.
Not like the Japanese version, it's orange.
It's just orange. It's kind of weird. And this is my flag, secret flag. No, not secret flag, a promo flag from Box Stopper. I forgot from where.
XBT028.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's just
And it's
start
better than the secret flag.
into the
in my
deck
opinion.
profile itself. First, the body, of course. 4 of the Yamigedo Mikazuchi. The skill is really good. You call this card by paying for 4 gauge and then put 1 or more 100 demon monster from the field to its soul, and then this ability is it gets any thunder mine that is on its soul, so it's really good. And the other one is each beginning of turn of each player, you or your opponent, you add 100 demon card. Yeah, 100 demons from your deck to the soul, and so you literally can search any thunder mine you want and put it into its soul, and it's active. It's active as long as it's on its soul, so it's really good. So you can manage what thunder mine that you want to be against your opponent, and it has double attack and soul guard too. So this is a really great card.
Yeah, and one thing you need to take note is his defense is freaking 9,000.
9,000 defense and attack.
It's like a Torah with shoes.
Yeah, this is 1,000 more than the Yamigedo. This one, the old one that's used to be the boss monster, which is the Kokujo Yamigedo, and this is the used to be the boss monster of this deck because it's really good too. The call cost is 3 gauge, and put any monster, though not only 100 demons, so you can put only Lord, like Countdown used to be like that, but it's now you don't use that anymore. And the skill is Thundermine is when opponents call a monster, deal 1 damage Thundermine, and it's not once per turn. So the combo is the simplest combo you can probably do in first turn. After you summon this, before the opponent's turn, just put this into the soul. Unless they're playing like Levantine, you usually have to call any monster, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's already also had second skill, which you can discard 100 demon or Omni Lord from your hand. Target 1 monster on opponent's turn, destroy it. So it's really good for killing the field. And also had double attack and soul. Yeah, and the next one is the older boss monster. It's Oyamigedo. The call cost is the same. Yeah, the call cost is the same as the Kokujo, 3 gauge. 3 gauge. The Thundermine is when your life is 6 or less. When opponents draw a card, they deal 1 damage to them. So each time they draw a card. So if they use like a spell, they draw 2 cards, they took 2 damage. So it's quite strong, but nowadays it's too slow because you need to have 6 life or less, which is usually the game is over by that. So that's why I only use 2 of these, so I can put it to its soul when I want it with this. So yeah, so I only need 2 of these.
And don't forget, when you charge and draw, it also triggers.
Yeah,
the
each
effect
time
of
you draw is once per
Yamigedo.
turn, so it's really good. And last size 3 is this, the Demon Lord of 100 Demons Yamigedo. This is a one-off, just for a backup for this, just alternative, especially against Chaos, because they have a size 3, so many size 3 monsters. So if you want like instant damage rather than a once damage each for monster, this is the thing you want. I'll reply one off because it's not that good actually. But of course, you can search again in the new card.
Yamigedo Mikazuchi.
So yeah. Then next is going to the size 2. It's a new promo card. Rebellious. It's an old card. It's a retrain of the older Rebellious. But now it's have more synergy to the 100 Demon, because before it's only have 100 Demon but doesn't have any synergy. First, the effect, the cost is 1 life, and the effect is Thunder Mine for if your opponent uses a spell, but it's only once per turn. And the other one is, which is really good when it's getting called to the field. If you have another 100 Demon, either it's a weapon, a monster, or a set spell, charge and draw, and it's all once per turn. So if you call this again, so yeah, if you want to search for your Yamigedo or anything you want, just call this again and again. It's not once per turn until just you want it.
I see.
And it's the cost is 1 life, yeah. So if you want to turbo this to get the Oyamigedo alive as soon as possible, you can. But that's like the last resort of this deck. Next, old card, Pizarro. Only 2 of them. Maybe if you play Dragon Eye, you know what this. You rest this card and you draw 1 card. That's it. It's just for another draw card that you want to use to search for your Yamigedo. And used to use like 4 of these, but you know, because of the Rebellious and other cards that we're going to show, you don't need this more, because the cost is rest this card, so you can use anything after that. It's only for the fodder for Yamigedo's cost. That's it. And the last one for size 2 is this. Revenger Ikazuchi. Only I use 1 of this. My image is like all Thunder Mine is like reactive, right? Because all Thunder Mine once your opponent to use something, then it's activate. But this, the skill is 1 gauge, the cost 1 gauge, 1 soul, and it become a size nil when it's when a size monster, size 3 monster is on the field. So when any Yamigedo is on the field, it's size 0, so it's good. And the Thunder Mine itself, when your size 3 monster attack, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So if you want to going aggressive to activate your own Thunder Mine in your turn rather than opponent's turn, you can use this. This because this is why I only use 1 of these.
He's
because,
also an extra attacker, right?
Yeah, because it's size 0 too. So if you don't have any attacker with Yamigedo, just call this. It's size 0. It's always active because the whole deck is size 3. And next, size 1 monster. We play 4 Dizingas. It's from Secret Pack of Yamigedo.
Yeah, the same pack from Kokujo Yamigedo.
Skill is so simple. When this thing was called, choose 2 cards from your draw zone, put it into gauge. So it's a gauge charger on call. So it's really good.
And can be used as a fodder.
Yeah, you use this because you know Yamigedo use so much gauge, especially the new one. The new one use 4 gauge. The old one use 3 gauge. It's already big. This is 4 gauge, so you need gauge charger. Of course, this one is a charger too, but this is like the better one. So okay, of course, 4 of these. And then go to the new cards. The size 0 now. 4 of Mikazuchi follower, Garcia Labolas. This is another good card. New size 0. The effect is when your opponent was dealt damage by anything that you have, Thunder Mine, or even I'm gonna explain later. Especially Thunder Mine. If you have Yamigedo on the field, deal another 1 damage and draw 1 card. And this is not ability once per turn. So if you have 2 of this on the field and 2 of this on the Yamigedo's Mikazuchi, so you draw 4 cards and deal 4 damage.
Yeah, every skill will trigger once, right?
Yeah, because it's not an ability once per turn. It's a once per turn per card.
Yeah, per card.
Yeah, not per.
It doesn't have an ability name.
Yep. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's a 4-off. And next, another technically new card, but it's already come out of Japan for like 1 year almost.
Yeah.
This Demon Lord for Jessica. The skill is so simple. If you have size 3 wizard or thunder card with thunder mine on the field, draw 1 card. That's it.
Which is Yamigedo.
Yeah. This used to be like more than like a 3-off or 4-off, but because we have so many draw cards on the field now, on the deck now, so you don't need much because this thing doesn't have thunder mine. So yeah, 2-off is enough. And another old card that we use is this Yamigedo Hazard Evolution Yamigedo. It's basically a searcher for the whole size 3 Yamigedo on the field. And basically the skill itself is during your final phase. You can search for Yamigedo from your deck, call it by paying its call cost. So yeah, it's really good. It's basically a searcher. And the other effect is it had Thunder Mine, which only activate if this thing is on the soul of a size 3 monster, which is when your opponent's item attack, deal 1 damage, and it's only once per turn. So yeah, that's extra effect. And next,
Moving
on to the weapon. Use 4 of the new weapon, Raikiri. The effect is really good.
Do you need Sharingan to use it?
Yeah. It's a Naruto. Wait, the skill is it had no equip cost, and you can attack from behind with this. And the other good thing is, when your opponent was dealt damage by a Thunder Mine, charge and draw. It's that simple, but it's really good. It really helps Yamigedo's 100 demons, especially Yamigedo deck of gauge consistency. It's really helped. That's why I use 4. Next to the spell, I use 4 Yamitage. Basically a nullifier. So if you have 100 demon, just nullify attack. Yeah, it's simple. Next.
They don't have any other better nullifier than this, right now?
Yeah, Yamigedo Shield.
Yamigedo Shield.
But
Yeah, right.
I don't use this on this deck just because nothing. I am gonna explain later. Next, you have set spell, Shrine of Corrupted, Fushigami. Set spell is this set spell is when you call a Thunder Mine monster, you draw 1 card. That's it. Another draw card for your Yamigedo place. That's it. It's so simple. And it's a name as well as 100 demon because you can't use the nullifier if you don't have 100 demon in your field. So,
I see.
That's why I didn't use like Gedo Shield, because the cast cost of Gedo Shield is you have to have 200 demon on the field. I only play 2 set spell, so the other 100 demon, if I don't have anything, is only the weapon and the monster. So like,
if the monster
die and I don't have any set spell, I don't have weapon, I can't cast Gedo Shield. It's a dead card in my hand. So like, yeah. And then next is 2 of Unorthodox Miasma. This is another interesting card. Only use 2 of these because it's not always active, but when it's useful, it's really useful. The skill is you have the cast cost is put 300 demon monster from your drop zone to bottom of the deck in any order, and you can choose 2. The first counter for this turn, every 100 demon monster on your field cannot be destroyed by card effect. That's really good because you have to especially protect the Yamigedo from destruction as you can. And the second effect, which is another interesting one, it's not counter. if you activate that, nullify every ability on your opponent's monster on the field for this turn,
Including Soul Guard.
including Soul Guard.
Oh my
And
god.
any monster. So if your opponents call a monster again after I activate this card, they still getting hit by the nullifier. Because it says like for this turn nullify all the abilities of your monster on your opponent's field. So it's like a loud voice but a nullifier like that.
Or skill nullify. That's really good against Thunder Empire.
Yeah. It's a shame it's not a counter, that one.
Yeah.
If it's a counter, it's really good. That's why I only play 2. It's not a counter. And another defensive spell is the Demon Sorcery Pathetic. This is really good. The ability is for this turn minus 2000 to every monster and item that opponent have. So it's really good now because this thing is 9k.
Yeah, that's
When the monster and item was getting decreased powers, it's getting harder to hit this thing again. So yeah, that's why I play 3 of these now. And the last spell that I use is the new one, Backfeeding Source. It's pretty good. The effect is the cast cost is put 100 demon from your drop zone to the bottom of that, and counter charge and draw. And the additional ability is if you have a Yamigedo on the field, your Thunder Mine cannot be reduced by any card effect.
And it's counter.
Yep, it's a counter. That's why it's a counter. I mean, if that doesn't have any that effect, what's the point of a counter? Because of that, that this thing had a counter. So yeah, it really helps against like, you know, that Thunder Empire set spell that reduce reduce damage, and any reducer that can disturb your Thunder Mine, like Knight's Shield.
Yeah,
I forgot the name. Yeah,
Glory Order.
That card is really good against this deck. That's why you have to play 4 of these.
Yeah.
But the problem of this card, it cannot like get over Atora's anti-effect damage thing, because it's not reduced. Atora is you basically cannot be dealt. So yeah. Atora is basically kinda your problem of this deck.
Don't forget Jackknife.
Yeah, so that's it. And the other, maybe people ask, why don't you use the Searcher? I should, but it's kind of hard to get that card now, and I'm still searching for it. But yeah, if you have the Searcher, the Cataclysmic Invasion,
it's this one.
Yeah, you should use like 3 or 4 of these.
Wait.
Yeah, you should use that 3 or 4 of these because it's really good actually now. Now, because you have to call this as soon as possible. Usually, before this, if you play when this thing is the monster and the boss monster, like you don't really have to open this as soon as possible, right? Because it's only it's Thunder Mine is good, but it can pump its soul. But this thing is pump its soul, so if you can get this thing on the board as soon as possible, it become more beefier. The soul is much more thicker than if you come it late. Yeah, so just like that.
So be sure to look for this card.
Yeah, if you want to make it like much more better,
consistent.
Yeah, use that card. So yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe.
Okay, thank you Mawar for giving this deck profile. I hope this deck profile answers you guys' questions. About a lot of you have been asking for this deck profile, so yeah, here we have it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll continue doing the other deck profiles and fight matches. So be sure to subscribe, like our Facebook page too. I'll leave it in the description below, and comment, like, yes. Okay, see you in the next video. Hyper Potatoes signing out.